best to Leon.
And you're the life of the party. Stay Leon, my friend. Cheers.
Cheers.
Oh,
Cheers.
good stuff.
Yeah. Leon, I just got a couple of things that I want to say to you on your 60th birthday. Let me see where I start here.
Start from the back.
That's all I've got.
All right. I'm going to trace back maybe 40 years instead of 60 years, but I remember the first time that we met when you picked me at the Pie Lamb house to be your big brother, and years later I asked you, why'd you pick me? You don't know who I am. Why'd you pick me? It's because I had that big red car that you wanted to drive, and you thought I would lend it to you, which I never did, of course, because I didn't know who the hell you were. But anyway, we became very good friends. And I remember one time we went to the Sebring 24-hour car race. I'm sure you remember that. We had a lot of problems there, but once we got there, somehow, with no tickets, you got us into the pit area, over the fence and into the pit area, as if we were part of the crew for Paul Newman. I'll never forget that one. That was a good story we had. Of course, we went to New Orleans a few times, where I have pictures, but I didn't bring them. You were sleeping on Canal Street, and you were traipsing through the lake, this muddy lake, looking for Peter Carreri's camera that he had dropped in the lake. And after you found it, and I remember, I got it in my head, you reached down, you found it with your feet, you picked it up, and it had all this, you showed him, it had all this gook coming out of it. Remember that guy? It had all this gook dripping and green moss and everything, and you showed it, I found it, Peter, I found it. And he said, throw it away, it's no good. And you said, we can fix it, we can fix it.
You had to be there.
Obviously, you couldn't fix that. But I remember that, and I never did.
Till now.
Until now. At that time, it was just you and me on Bourbon Street in, where was that?
New Orleans.
In New Orleans, and picked up a couple of girls.
You think they were girls?
They look like girls.
They looked like girls.
They
We thought they were girls. Mine was a girl. Mine was a girl. Yours looked like a girl.
Smelled like a girl.
Yeah, you got her out of there real quick though. And later on, what happened? Well, it turned out she wasn't a girl. She looked like a girl, but you told me never to say that. I won't say the rest of the story, but that was just the beginning of the story. I won't say what happened before you kicked her out. But anyway.
You can tell us.
Yeah. Well, let me see. We were roommates when I went to law school. You were my first roommate. You said, we'll get this place. We'll get a 3-year lease. You, of course, left after 3 months, left me holding the 3-year lease. We took so many cruises together. You were always good with the women. One in particular who I remember, Luba.
She was like 90 years old.
Yeah, but you always talk about Luba.
She took her teeth out.
I'm sure she was one of your favorites, I'm sure.
That was a gum job.
Yeah. And it wasn't just on the cruise. You would go visit her for many years, all the time after the cruise. I never could understand that, but
She was wasn't she once a head nurse? I'm not sure.
well, she was
She had the knee pads for it.
yeah, she gave good head, I'll tell you that. She must have. She must have. Let me see, what else do I have on my list here? All those Vegas trips that we did together in Lake Tahoe. With all of us, actually. We did those Tahoe trips and gambling, skiing all day and gambling all night. I don't know how we did it. I don't know how we did it. Tino Bob, remember that?
Bob.
And of course the skiing trips that we took together. And
Are you stretching?
Carl Yastrzemski,
Carl
remember?
Yastrzemski.
Remember you saw Carl Yastrzemski there?
You thought it was Carl Yastrzemski.
It was Carl Yastrzemski.
We'll never know.
That's right. It looked like Carl Yastrzemski.
He looked like
Carl
Carl
Yastrzemski.
Yastrzemski.
Well,
Smelled like Carl.
yeah, we had a good time on those skiing trips. We'd go to Tahoe, Park City, Stein Eriksen Lodge. Remember Stein Eriksen Lodge?
Yeah, he stripped down to his underwear and took a
Yeah,
hot tub.
right there.
Right there.
Right before you got kicked out?
The Post Lodge in the middle of the mountains of Deer Valley, and you got us in there. you actually went and took a hot tub in the club in your underwear, and you didn't get kicked out, of course. Very interesting. You were a very interesting guy, I'll tell you.
He is the most interesting man in the world.
And on one of those trips, let me see, Deer Valley, we went to Aspen, Tahoe.
Winter Park.
We went through San Francisco, and I remember we stayed on the way.
Best Western?
The
Something
Best
like
Western, or one of those places that had like a two-story wraparound hotel with outside rooms, and wrapped around in this pool. And we were up there on the second story, and it must have been, what, 40 degrees outside?
It was cold.
It was cold.
How
We were up
cold
there.
was it?
It was so cold. Leon walked out in his shorts, and he looked over the rail and looked at that pool, walked back in the room. He came back out again, looked over the railing again, looked at that pool. Next thing I know, he jumped over the rail into the pool.
Unbelievable.
Oh, from the second story.
Right.
I guess you were judging to make sure you would have enough lift and thrust to get out there into the pool rather than on the concrete. Well, you made it. You made it, of course. It was a very interesting trip, wasn't it? Because
Yes.
Leon, you are
The
the most interesting man in the world. I'll tell you.
Yes.
And who can forget those tennis matches that we had never finished in 30 years? You were my partner against these two, Mr.
The
Mayo.
3 o'clock club against
Mr.
the
Lip.
Carolina Kids.
That's correct.
We had them. We had them on the first match. We had them.
But
But what
Bogan
happened?
jumped the net too early.
It was 2 sets to 1. We had them 5 games to 2 on the deciding
Love
set.
40.
Love. It was.
We came back
Yeah.
from the brink.
Actually, it was love 30. And then we won the next point. I thought it was love 40. And I thought we'd won the match. Jumped over the net, shook their hand, the whole works. And then I'm informed it wasn't.
not over.
That
It's
wasn't
not
till it's
over
over.
till it's
That
over.
wasn't the match
Right.
point. That was one shy of the match point. Well, we still had a couple of match points. No big deal. Well, we lost the match points. We lost the next couple of sets. We lost the next couple of games. We lost a set. We lost a set after that. We lost the entire match. And I think it was all because I jumped over the fence, over the net.
But you won the next 2 times.
We won the next 2 times, and then we still have a couple to go. We a couple of matches to go to finish out the plaques that we all have. I don't know where these plaques are. Who has these plaques?
What was our famous strategy?
Hit it
Hit
the
the
bogan.
bogan.
Bit of the bucket.
He played way over his head the second or third time.
Yeah, well, the thing is, my play is pretty much the same as it was back then. But now the strategy is hit it to Mo! Hit it to Mo! Well, we had a good time here. It was a very interesting afternoon, I remember that. Because, Leon, you are the
Most interesting man in the world.
And then, of course, we had all those New Year's Eve parties we spent together, and the Thailand reunions, and
Neon Leon.
Leon,
Leon.
bringing in the exuberant 80s.
That's right.
Or was it the nifty 90s?
No,
it
it
was
was
the exuberant 80s.
Exuberant 80s.
And everybody asked him to recite that Neon Leon poem for you. Thank you.
That's right.
And
It was,
we happy to do it.
know the poem?
No, Leon knows it.
Leon knows it. Something about being a peon.
Right.
Leon.
For
the
neon.
peon, for the neon.
Something like that.
Yeah, something like that. I mean, you know, when you get to be 60 years old, Leon, your memory goes a little bit, so you can't remember these things.
I'm almost 60 years old listening to this.
I tell you. What's your name again?
Sunny boy.
Yeah, Sunny Boy. Okay, Sunny Boy. I wish I was your age. I wish I was as young as you.
Well,
You know, and then we had those Thailand reunions and the Lammy Opens, and the weddings, the bar mitzvahs and bat mitzvahs, and here we are in China, in Taipei or
Taiwan,
Shanghai
Taipei.
or wherever it is
Taipei.
over there. You know, sorry we couldn't be there with you. We miss you.
but we're
We
having
love
a great
you.
party without
Yeah.
you.
You know why? Because Leon, you are the life of the party. Even when parties you aren't in attendance at, you're the life of the party.
Yes.
Here's to you, Leon. Happy 60th birthday. We love you, guys.
Are you done?
I'm done. I'm done.
You're done.
Take it over.
Well, I don't really have anything prepared like you did. And there can be so many Leon stories. I mean, I wouldn't even know where to begin, but some Leon stories that stick out in my mind were the times in Winter Park, Colorado, where it was great, where Leon would come out and he'd sleep on the couch, but the first thing Leon would do when he got to Winter Park was go out on the balcony and pee his name in the snow.
I remember that.
And what was really great was one time I went out there and it was in Judy Meyer's handwriting. You're up.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Leon, I'll be short and sweet. Of all the people in the world, I will pay you a compliment. You are the only one who takes better pictures than me. Happy birthday, my friend.
Wow, that's a compliment.
That's a big compliment.
Happy
That's a big
birthday.
compliment. Happy birthday, my friend.
L'chaim.
And many more, many
That's
more.
right.
Have
Hey.
a massage.
We'll do another one of these on your 90th birthday, okay?
That's right.
See you later. Bye-bye.
That's a wrap. Oh, we forgot to turn